Okay, so again, the way I'm going to get these off here is just I've got the right size Allen key there, or the Allen spanner, I think you call it in the US. So I'm just going to give that a knock with a hammer. Well, if I was holding it with both hands, it wouldn't go round, but if I knock that with a hammer, then that will loosen them off. Not too hard, just tickle it round, and if it doesn't go easily, I'll just put a little bit of oil around there. Meet Wizard the Lurcher. Hi, Wiz. What you doing? Alright, hold on. So that's the last one coming out now. So the next thing we've got to do is get that split pin out, and we're going to do it with a couple of screwdrivers. If you've got a special split pin remover, that's fantastic. But a split ring remover rather, that's fantastic. But you can do it with a couple of screwdrivers, so I'll show you how. I hope it's fairly clear, but what I've got there, I've crossed over my screwdrivers so that I'm using them kind of like a pincer backwards. So I can get them underneath the tangs of the end of the split ring and just prise it open gently. You can see the edge of it coming off there. Don't want to push it too far in one go because it might snap. So I'm just going to ease the other side off. So there, with the split ring off now, there's a couple of shims that are underneath it, very thin shims. I'm just going to put that split ring there for safekeeping. But with all that disabled, then this part here will wiggle off. That's if the shims don't get stuck in it. There we go. That's the auto lock mechanism coming away there now. Contains that side of the bearing as well. So I'm going to put that somewhere safe. And make sure I don't lose those little shims in there. See them? There's a couple of them in there. Okay, so now we need to take this part off. What we've got here, we can run fluently on this bit. You might be able to see just in there that there's some little stainless steel, as it happens, screws. This is a locking ring to hold into place the nut that secures this assembly up tight against the second bearing, the one that's like the inboard bearing. I'd call that the outboard bearing. So I have to undo those screws, take off that locking plate. It's nicely done actually, it's all stainless so it's not going to rust. But there we go. If I undo that, if I undo this whole thing and take that plate off, then I'll show you again in a moment how we go from there. So let's have that locking ring off. I've got a screwdriver that's just got a bit of a bent end there, as I'm sure you can see. Bit of a bent end, bent screwdriver. The queen of screwdrivers. So I just need to wiggle that thing. That's it. And we've got that locking ring off. We can put that somewhere safely. It's a shame I haven't got my glorious assistant. Now what we've got there, this part here, this is actually like the nut that holds on the bearing, and it's on this threaded piece here. So since I haven't got a special spanner to go in that hole and that hole, I'm going to use my screwdriver, and because it's not on tight, remember it's only holding the bearings in place, it's not very tight, so I should be able to knock that round quite easily. So I'll try and do it while I'm still filming. Very gently, I don't want to scratch anything. But there we go. Got that moving, no problem. So I can take that all the way off. There it comes. Lovely. Pop it down in my little tray. Okay, and then I've got the bearing exposed there, the inboard bearing, and this lot here would be ready to come off, but now I'm going to take the caliper off.